What's up, everybody? Hello, welcome to the Hustling Sideways podcast. I am Alan Halas. I'm a music writer from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and distracting me on the other side of the screen.
Oh, is that my turn?
That's you. That's where you go.
Forgot who that was. My name is Jim. Hey guys, I'm a dancer. I'm a keynote speaker, and I am tired. But I'm out in Chicago, Illinois right now, and I live in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I don't know why I butchered that intro so badly, but here we are.
It's been a long day. Jim had to speak today, this morning, right? You gave a
Yeah,
keynote.
and
So,
tomorrow, I another conference. So this weekend's a big one. I'm excited for it. But yeah, I was in
yeah.
Chicago today, St. Daniel the Prophet School, which was awesome. And then tomorrow I'll be at the Servant Leadership Program at Highland Community College for a 3 hour session, which I'm really excited about.
Ooh, there you
It'll,
go. What
it'll be
is
wild.
St. Daniel the Prophets as their team name? Like the Fighting Prophets, because that would be
Oh my
so
God.
cool.
Yeah, I think they're like the Eagles or something, but that would be a
All
hundred
right.
times. Yeah, the next time I'll make that happen.
I like that.
Yeah.
When we don't have amazing guests like we will have next week and like we've previously had, we talk about all the different things that side hustlers go through. I'm apparently tired too.
Yeah,
Um,
we're all wasted. I think that's the problem is
that
Alan and I
is what it is.
have been
St.
drinking all
Patrick's Day
day.
weekend, we
It
are
is what
just
it is.
still, yeah. No, but we talk about all the things that side hustlers go through
Mhm.
with their businesses. Today we are kind of talking about something though that is near and dear to both of us. That it's the heart of March Madness right now. We are getting into it. It's tournament time, and we are talking about sports and how that relates to us as entrepreneurs, because we both grew up playing sports. So.
Yes, we did. And the sports fans. I'll start this. There's two main areas I would say sports, but sports are my life, honestly. Not playing them because clearly I'm not very good. I don't know why I point like as if you could tell, but just generally just assume I'm not very good at sports. I do play volleyball, but
Okay.
otherwise I what sports taught me as a kid growing up, first of all, was like the essence of teamwork and getting people together, being on the same page, like how you got to just be connected and what that means. And the best teams I was on were really connected. And that was so much fun. And it was really, I mean, I sound like Shaka Smart now from Marquette, but really relationship based. That was I loved meeting people and being involved in something bigger. Like so those two things were a blast. And then the second thing is just like the passion behind being a fan of sports.
Hmm.
Like it really makes or breaks for better or for worse, like my week. And I rely on a bunch of 19-year-olds who play basketball to make me happy. But it's truly it's one of those things where you just come together and there's passion behind it and there's determination to win. You feel like you're a part of that win, even as a fan. And like the louder you are, the other team hears you. I crave that. I love college sports so much for that. Like it's just the pageantry behind it, the traditions. So sports really for me, like the essence of teamwork, working with folks and how I can become better with that, but then also like the grit and determination to be an entrepreneur, like what that actually takes to go through failure when your teams suck, right? To figure out
Yeah.
like, all right, like what are we gonna do? But then what you can control too, certainly from the entrepreneurship side. But I learned so much. I mean, I played five sports, and when I was like in sixth grade, and was good at all of them, and then things changed pretty immediately after that. But it was a blast. I loved it. I wish I could go back to that and just like now playing pickup games and stuff. There's just something about the camaraderie of that and bringing people together. Obviously, like whatever sport you're playing is a good time, and you're just all doing that in this competition. But then like having a team, having a team that you root for and is, whether it's your university commonality, the city you live in commonality. I just love that stuff. And that influences my passion and like just the essence of who I am, which then becomes being an entrepreneur and for my side hustle. So sports matter to me. And honestly, like you talk about, it's a huge group of people bringing together for a reason. And like, that's what
Yeah.
like it is essentially. So there's a lot when you honor people at halftime, thinking about like honoring soldiers, like there's just so many cool things that happen at games. And I love it. I just think that there's, people who don't like sports, I'll never really like totally see eye to eye with. Like that will
For
always be
sure.
a glaring flaw to me if they're just like don't like the organized sports and that we may get along on
Yeah.
everything else, but that will always be a weird thing. So that's a little bit about kind of my
Yeah. Jim also is a Chicago Bears fan, so he definitely knows about like the failures of being a fan and
Alan. What the
staying
hell?
passionate. I had
Real
to. I
mature.
couldn't. You
You're
teed it
right.
up for me. You teed it up for me. Is that orange hat? Is that a Bears hat?
It's not, but I didn't tee anything up for you. I just talked about
I
sport,
set that
right?
one up.
But this is a different
Well,
topic. Yeah.
okay.
Anyway,
Well,
yeah,
in any case,
you're-
yes. So I, of course, also grew up a very big sports fan. Still, I am watching sports literally
all
constantly. I don't know what's going on in the world, but I can
the
tell you who's a free agent right now.
time.
Uh, things like that. But I grew up playing sports, so I grew up playing soccer. I played basketball after that briefly. I was not good at that. But then in high school, I played soccer and I played tennis, and pretty much most of my life I've grown up skateboarding too. So each of those three things, and I will consider skateboarding kind of like part sport, part art form. I don't know what you want to do, right? Um, each of those things taught me something different though. Soccer definitely taught me the importance of hard work because I was not good at it to start, and eventually would play like two-a-days, two-a-day practices, and you had to want it to be part of it, right? Tennis was like the first real like big individual sport that I played. The thing that taught me was discipline, because that is like it's 50% mental, honestly.
Yeah.
It is really it's you versus them kind of thing. Like if there's nobody to hide behind if there's mistakes, right? So that kind of taught me like the mental discipline and toughness that you need for that sort of thing. But then skateboarding also taught me like individuality,
Yeah.
like being able to like do your own thing or reinterpret something your way. And I think you need all of those things when you're in business as an entrepreneur, and of course the passion of a sports fan. But I think the thing that really stands out the most for me was the soccer, like the hard work paying off kind of thing. Like,
Totally.
especially when you're like a junior varsity kid and you want to make varsity, and so I don't think I ever played varsity for Thomas More, but I don't know.
Shout
But
out to
like
Tom Summer.
that, yeah. But like that busy, like the work ethic part of things, it definitely taught me. Like,
It's so
like
critical, man. Yeah, that's like
yeah.
that's such a significant part of what we do. I think all entrepreneurs is like you have to be committed to your craft and it's hard. And like to work hard at a sport is very similar. Like get better each day. And I love it. I think that's and to your point, like breaking it down, like the individual sports you played, like for volleyball, I didn't start playing until I was 13 and I had to like catch on how to do it. And I felt like I was behind the pack. And I went to high school, got on the team and got a lot better and won some trophies, like all that kind of stuff, and it was a blast and I liked it, so I worked really hard at it. And that's the thing, like I kind of compare that back to like I have to write things now and I'm not a writer. Writing is not something I would consider myself to be that good at. I had to learn to write, like I really had to learn
Hmm.
to write to motivate. Now I'm better. I'm like a lot better and I'm more confident, and I wrote a keynote 2 weeks ago that took me about 6 hours, but like wrote it all out and we were good to go and I delivered it, and like it was all me. Like I wrote that, I knew what I was doing. So you just have to work at it. And sports really did teach me that, that's a big part of it. And then, when you're a fan and your teams, the one that you mentioned aren't good, you stick with it regardless because you're loyal.
Yes, absolutely. And hey, my high school was not good. I went to a lot of really bad football games. We got
Yeah.
basketball teams at the state tournament though. So
There you
right
go.
now.
Yeah.
So I
Right now,
mean,
at this moment.
currently, yes. Yeah, they're
Oh,
playing for a state championship the day after we record this. So this
all
past
right.
Saturday.
Well, we'll be coming
So
back with results of that one. I like it.
hopefully they get at least the silver ball or whatever the like
Well, that
second
doesn't
place
count.
one
What
is.
participation trophy? It's silver ball. Give me the gold
As
ball.
Nelly said, two is not a winner, three nobody remembers. So
He did say.
uh yeah, exactly. But we are also Marquette fans, so we will be cheering on Marquette, who are also going to
And
be some winners this year. So
yeah, bound to have
yeah,
our parts broken, but it's here we are. We're ready for it.
I guess it didn't teach us realistic
No,
expectations, but you know what?
not at
It's
all.
fine.
Yeah, it's good.
So we want to know if you played sports, what'd you play? Because we want to know, because I'm
Have
always
fun.
curious on that. And then what did sports teach you, if you were somebody that is, a side hustler that started playing sports as well? And what do you kind of get out of that? So in the meantime, thank you guys for checking out the podcast. And we have all sorts of great stuff happening here in our little sphere of the world. So that's kind of cool. We are the Hustling Sideways podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on YouTube. We are on LinkedIn. We are on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram, TikTok, the whole gamut, all of the things. We are on all of those. Jim is still counting things that we aren't even
We're
on.
on 14 of them. It's great. Yep.
Friendster, Napster,
Space.
Second Life,
Uh-huh.
MySpace, all
Uh-huh.
all of those things too. Don't find us.
Manga.
We,
We're
we
there. We're
don't
there.
approach.
Find us. Yep.
Yeah, we're probably there. If you do want to be a guest and hang out with us and talk nonsense or talk about your very credible, real awesome business, you can do that by sending us an email. It's hustlingsideways@gmail.com. Go Marquette, go St. Thomas More Cavaliers, and Jim,
Keep on hustling.
we'll see you next week.